Hey everybody, this is Patrick with P-Dubs Random World, and today I want to talk to you about when you're stuck in a bag, how you can actually get past it and still do business in that particular pair. So pay attention here, and I'm going to show you how to actually go through and when this is going to work for you and, well, be the most useful. So stick around.
Steady yourself even though you know that you're falling. Maybe you're falling, but you're still alive.
Okay, welcome back. So today we're going to look at getting stuck in pairs and getting stuck in some bags here. So, as if you've been paying attention to my climb to $1 million, it's not been going very successful, and it's mostly because I'm early on in this. It's not that I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm trying things that aren't working out. So when I put my money on here, I was under the impression that it was gone. I was going to lose it. You never bet or use more than what you're willing to lose. So that's where I'm at. I'm constantly trying out some new things, and I'm trying to, and it's really hard to do that when the market is, so sporadic up and down. So when the market is doing well, like when Bitcoin is accelerating and growing really quickly, or well, tanking really quickly, when you're dealing with a bull or a bear situation, well, the problem is that Bitcoin is going up and down, but the altcoins aren't moving nearly as quickly. And with the exception of maybe a handful of them, they're generally going to be stuck in the same situation. So today I want to talk to you about how we can get around that. Now, if you're smart, you're not using your entire balance to run and buy and sell all at once. And if you're smart, you're not getting stuck in some really big bags and for really long periods of time. So I'm going to give you the example here that I'm dealing with, because this is literally something that just came to me, and I think it would be really helpful and really useful to you when you're looking at dealing with some of these tough times. So in the last few weeks, we started to see where the Bitcoin started coming back. So we were living in that, 6,000, 7,000 world, and then it started to come back here up to the 9, 10, and upwards to $11,000 per Bitcoin. Well, that's good when you're looking at the price of Bitcoin, and if you're a early investor of Bitcoin, or you bought it when it was cheap at the 5,500, 6,000 mark and working its way back up. You're good there, but the thing is, for those of us that are using Profit Trailer, it's not a good thing because the high jumps or the big drops are uncertainty for us, and every single one of the coins have the tendency to the coin pairings are always horrible. They're always in the red. When you start looking at some of these things, looking down here, all of this in the red, 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 red. And that's just how it is compared to Bitcoin. So if we're looking at Bitcoin here, our price, we're at $9,600-ish and going up and down. And yesterday we were in the 10,000 mark and above that. So when we're losing big portions of market share or gaining it, it has that tendency to fluctuate on a high to low level in just not sustainable ways. And those altcoins, well, they take even bigger hit, but they don't ever rebound nearly as quickly. So if you're stuck in a pair, you're stuck in a pair for a while. And the only way that you can get out of it is by doing a DCA. So if you're using your dollar cost average to bring the percentage of the overall down, that's going to allow you to get out of that pair a little quicker. But the problem is, when you're DCAing, sometimes you're getting false positives. When you're looking at some of these coins and it looks like, okay, we hit the bottom and it's going to start to go sideways instead of dropping, well, you're buying. You're buying there to try to kill your DCA. I made that mistake. I bought Stellar. Probably, let's see here. This is my one bag from hell. So I bought Stellar here, and I've had it for 9 days. So we're going back here, back almost to early on here. So this is 1 week. I'm past 2 weeks that I've had it. So back here all the way around this period here. So I bought it when it was $47.93. And that's when we were in the prosperity here, and it was all up and down, and, you know, we were looking to be sideways. And that's fine, because if you look at it, we were coming down, and we looked like we were going to be sideways there for a little. So it just didn't work out that way. So I got in there, and due to some false positives, Stellar bought at a 47.93, around this mark. about Valentine's Day. Not such a good one for me, though, right? So actually, that's not true. That is not true. That was my last buy. At that point, Stellar was down 38%. I actually had bought it closer and higher up in these ranges, and I had such a little amount, and not such a little amount, but I did a really stupid thing. I took my entire bank, and as it was getting to the point where it was going to, where it was making a healthy climb up, I DCA'd for the rest of my balance, which was a really stupid thing, because I thought I was going to get it there, and it didn't. It ended up stopping at like 1.85%, which was the bottom of it, and it just started to drop out from there. So I DCA'd when it was high there, you know, trying to get out of it, and it just continued to bottom out on me. So now the point what we're looking at here is being stuck in that. I don't want to be stuck in that bag. I'm not using that, so that's automatically tied up. I've got 0.04 of a Bitcoin tied up in this one pair. Now, I can short sell it off and I get 0.03. I get 3/4 of it back, but I'm taking a loss. You know, that's giving me a 25% loss on that particular coin. Now, I know the good times are going to be coming back, so why would I want to take that loss? Because if I'm taking 25% of that particular coin loss, I have to sell 0.04 25 times at a 1% profit just to get that back. So if I had to sell my entire thing, I would need to do that quite a bit amount of time just to make that money back, and that puts a really big dent in my plan. So Stellar, it's one of those dependable coins that you know is going to be there, and I mean, it gets a lot of trade volume, even when it's doing crappy. 184 volume here, so you can still make money on this coin. So what we're going to do here is I've got it set up in my configuration currently to where I set up my DCA when I started using this new system. So I've got the DCA set up the way that I want it to. Some of them are hit pretty bad, some of them are not, but they are at manageable levels. So without that coin, I have half of my account to play with. Now, Stellar is still going to go up, it's still going to go down, it's still going to make money, but I don't think it's going to go down significantly bad, because right now we're in that low margin where we're playing sideways in Stellar, and that's really where I want to be playing. And Bitcoin is pretty much evened out on a keel right now, in between the 9 and 11,000, and it's going to go up and go down. And I don't think we're going to have any major drops at this point for the short term. But, you know, I could be wrong. It's Bitcoin. So when I'm looking at this, I want to be able to trade. So in order to keep this from going to my DCA log and trying to DCA for the absolute rest of my account, which I can't afford to throw in there and wait for God knows how long for it to come back. But I'm refused to take this loss on Stellar. But I do want to play around in the Stellar. And this is literally just something that came to me today. So in my configuration, I have the Stellar. It's in watch mode right now. So I'm basically, if we could see right here, the enable pair, it's false. I'm waiting for it to get up there. So basically I'm saying to my profit trailer, do not do anything with this particular coin. Watch it and wait on it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to watch it and I'm going to wait till it gets up there. But even more than that right now, that's been where I've been sitting on this. But I don't want to do that anymore. So I'm going to use both my account and profit trailer. So when I go to my actual account and I see my Stellar, now first off, how much did I pay for this? I paid $47.93. Well, if I did that, 0.00004793, we're going to multiply that by 1.0. I want to make 2% on this. If I no 3%. If I'm going to set on this for that long, I'm going to wait and I'm going to get 3% on it. So I need it to get up to 49.37. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to my actual account and I'm going to put a sell order in here. And I'm going to set it in there for 49.37. And I'm going to sell all of it. Now, I don't know how long it's going to sit there and wait there, but I do know that order takes in there, and watch this here on my pairs log, and watch my count here. Oh, it just disappeared. It's not going into my pending log here. I'm not sure why, but this is how it works for me. So basically, right now, that pair, it's all gone. It's sitting in my order queue. Now, it's going to sit there until it gets filled. So, at this point, if it took 2 weeks to drop as far as it has to here. So, if it takes 2 weeks to recover, how many times can I buy and sell Stellar in that amount of time? Because right now, this order, on my actual Poloniex account, it is accounting for the fact that I have 854 point whatever Stellar. But it's also accounting for the fact that that Stellar is on order. Therefore, it can't be used. So it doesn't read. It doesn't acknowledge it anywhere except in my orders or on my my balance sheet here as taken up in order. So I have no more Stellar that I can use. So now the great thing is I come over here and I go into my settings and I'm looking at my pairs and I'm going to go ahead and disable this Stellar now. So I'm disabling it. That says it's false. So it's now going to say that it's true. So now look in my possible buy log here where I had 6 and it's going to become 7. Because, oh, now it's saying Stellar is now available for me to do business in. Now, at some point, it's going to find a price that it likes. It's going to buy it, and it's going to go based on the sell strategy and the buy strategy that I use. And it's going to adhere to my DCA settings. And, see, there's Zek. Zek's a mover. I don't know why. I like that coin. It moves a lot. Excuse me. And I don't even know anything about it. I just know that it buys and sells it a lot. At some point, if it ever starts to look like it's going to get in deep, I'll probably take a look into that a little more. But now I can use Stellar as a pair to buy and sell during that, and it'll adhere to my normal settings here and my DCA. So that big old chunk that I made a mistake of originally, which honestly I'm just like you guys. I pay attention to other people. I don't like to use other people's settings just for the simple fact that what works for them doesn't necessarily work for me. And they'll all tell you that too, because I mean we're all in it here. So I've got less than half of Bitcoin at a point here, but I am learning a lot of the do's and don'ts, and I'm trying to pass that on to all of you as well. It's really important to work out the kinks, and not just working out the kinks, but understanding why they are happening. Now, there are a lot of other things out there now that are coming about. You've got the Profit Trailer Feeder, and you've got the Profit Trailer Magic, the Profit Trailer Tracker, and all these different things that help to make some of these things more user-friendly. But the thing is, some of them don't really make them more user-friendly. You know, Profit Feeder, I've got a few people that I pay attention to that use it. Some of them turn it off because it's a little confusing for them to use. They don't understand exactly how it works, and by not understanding how it works, you don't know how to manipulate the things you need for what you want. Like in this particular instant, I am now going to be able to do business with Stellar, even though I have a large hold of it that I'm waiting for it to come back instead of taking that loss. Because I've resigned to the fact that I am not DCAing that anymore. But I will basically put it in limbo hold on the account by doing it the way that I've done it. And that's going to allow me. Now, I don't know if it's going to work on Binance or Bittrex just because I don't work on those. But on Poloniex, my system, this is how it's working for me here. And you can see where it is something. Look, it's already trailing it here. So let's take a look at the Stellar here and see what it's seeing. We might even get a live buy here. So right now it's 2% down on the day. And let's look at this. Yeah, see, those are really good. That is obviously something that I would love to buy. And if I was not stuck in Stellar at this point, especially when I'm looking at 24 hours and it's pretty much going sideways for the last couple days, I'm liking that. That right there tells me that is a good option to buy. And I'm probably going to buy it and make a quick turnaround on it too, just looking at the 6 and 24 hour turnaround on Stellar. So that's telling me the sooner that it decides that it's doing its true trailing here and it's going to make me a buy and it's going to go on my pairs log, I won't even care if it DCAs for the first level. I've got my DCA at a first level so low that it gives it a quick pop around and go. So I'm going to watch that, see if it goes, and well, hopefully, you know, I can buy and sell Stellar 20, 30, 40 times in the time before I actually sell the other one. I would so much love to have all of that extra, you know, actually I'm probably going to keep track of that just to see how it does. But just use this to your advantage. If you're stuck in a bag that you don't want to be stuck in, you think it's going to be quite a while and you're not going to be getting out of it anytime soon, you're looking at a 2-week plus to get out of a really deep bag, put it on your list. Take it out of play and then play in it some more with the rest of your balance, because if you're smart, you didn't spend your entire balance. And if you're smart, you definitely didn't do what I did and pump all of that into a stupid little coin to get it taken care of and then have it come back to bite you in the butt. Well, that's a lesson that I learned there. So now Stellar is a strong pair that I can use and buy and sell, and I can use it once again. So I'm going to go ahead and work on this, and then we'll see how this turns out. I'll keep you guys updated, but definitely, if you found this useful, I definitely recommend share this around, because, you know, most people aren't doing this and aren't even realizing that this is an option for you. So share it around, especially, I know most of you people get stuck in some bags too, just like I have in this last couple of weeks, this last month, with the bull and the bear runs that we're dealing with. And maybe some of them aren't true bull or bear, but they are resembling it in the effect where we've lost a large amount of capital or gained that much in, you know, Bitcoin just making these really big moves, and it's leaving a lot of the altcoins in dust. So definitely share this around. That's going to be one of the big things, because I want everybody out there that uses Profit Trailer to understand that if you are in a bag and you have a balance, you have a way to get around it. Instead of DCAing your way out of hell and leaving that money stuck there forever, your coins are going to come back around. And if you're in a strong pair, it's going to come back around. It's not a loss until you sell it. Now, right now, I'm just not showing it. I don't acknowledge it. I stuck it in the corner as the ugly stepchild that's sitting there that I'm not worrying about until it starts to come around. And then once the market starts to come around, that order is in there when it hits my price point to sell. You know, it's a manual trade. So get this around. Let everybody know that you can do this and still do business when you're in a tough time. As long as you've got balance, you've got bank that you can work with. So if you like this, definitely leave a comment below. Give me your thoughts. Do you know any other helpful tricks or techniques that are going to allow us to get through these bad, horrible bear times, or when the bull run starts to hit again? I'm interested in looking for more tips and techniques like everybody else is doing. This is what I'm going to be doing right now, especially with this particular coin. So like, subscribe, comment. I've got tomorrow. I'll have my weekly pool, so you have to be subscribed and leave a comment, especially if you want to win. So we will see you next time, and yeah, spread it around, spread the love. All right, have a good one. Okay, well, I also just wanted to update because this just came through and popped up. So, other than the fact that I love seeing a 3.69, I hate the fact that I can't do anything with with Omisco because it's such a little, and my dust stuck there. I love seeing that though. But I did want to point out, it did take some minutes for it to update it here, like quite a bit of minutes, you know, another 10 minutes or so. And now my pending log is showing that fixed amount for Stellar in here. You know, it dropped quite a bit. But I have that order in there that it's going to try and sell it at a certain point. So I'm trying to sell it at that point that I marked, and it's saying that the current value is 0.301540 blah blah, and that's fine because that's what I'm after, is, you know, to see what it is. And the target value is I'm still looking to try to sell it for a profit. So it's sitting there until a certain point, and it's saying that the combined profit percentage, you know, I'm quite a bit behind. So it's 28% of what it's supposed to have been, you know, at the time that I bought it, but I'm 29.31% away from where I need to be for it to sell. So that's going to allow me to see how this is going too. So I can monitor that here in my pending log, and that's going to be pending for quite a while. But on the good side, you know, what do you notice here? Stellar is no longer in there because it did act, and it bought the pair, the Stellar pair, as well as Monero. But it bought the Stellar pair and did act accordingly to the way that I was predicting it would. And now it's also showing me what my full balance is looking like here. So this is just an update to show you actually what it would look like once it finally did happen. So Stellar is usable. It's no longer in the possible buy log because it was bought. It's in the pairs log, and it's going to continue to do its little business there. And the DCAs are going to work the way that they're going to work. And the pending log is going to show you what it is and where it is currently compared to what you bought, and where it is currently compared to where you're trying to sell. And basically give you everything you need to know still about the Stellar as an option for you. And then eventually we're going to see them in the sales log. I'm going to keep track of how many times I buy and sell Stellar before Stellar does finally ship out on the big one. And who knows, maybe when it starts to get closer, maybe I might think about throwing $300, $400, $500, $600 into the account just to DCA it at extra time and get it gone. But that's going to depend on what Bitcoin does and, well, what paychecks look like, I guess. But at this point, I mean, that's really what I'm looking for. All right.